you're responsible for managing them feet. That's why you've got to be checking them, get to know your own horses, build a shoeing plan, building the shoeing cycles around what every horse needs.
Dealing with these horses day in, day out, if you can see them have great success, it's a massive plus.
You're laughing now. Tables are gonna turn around, isn't it, boy? We actually check around 3 times a week, Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays. And I'll take a list of all the horses here and when they were last shod and basically build a shoeing plan for today and tomorrow from that list. The good things that we work in these yards day in, day out, is we really get to know the feet and get to know the horses. Yeah. So when we're checking, I'm only really seeing if he's going to be needing done today or tomorrow, really. And if he doesn't need done today or tomorrow, we're going to be checking him again in 2 days' time. So, yeah, so just making sure that they're all safe. There's not going to be any injuries through any sort of moved nails or moved shoes, and that they all can go out and exercise, really. There's some horses here that we will check pretty much daily, especially in the build-up to certain races. Especially the more sort of higher risk sort of horses, the flat-footed horse, ones that will potentially have sort of heel bruising or could be predisposed to a bit of heel bruising. You're checking them every day, and you're not just checking the feet on them horses, you are feeling down the leg, feeling for any raised pulses. And it's good because you get to know, and that's what I said earlier, you kind of get to know your horses, you get to know what's normal for them. Yeah. So if there is anything that's slightly abnormal, you're picking up on it as early as you possibly can. And then, if you need to get them in the forge or you need to change something, you're trying to do it as early as you possibly can and try and, reduce that risk all the time of any possible problems, Oh, stretching. Okay, but try that again. Come on. Okay.
So here at Moulton Paddocks, we have 4 farriers. We all do work as a team here, even though we're in sort of separate yards. So we've got Alex in yard 1 with the older horses, myself in yard 2 with all the 2-year-olds. Gerard's up at the old yard there with a mixture of older horses and 2-year-olds. And then Ben is in well bottom and bottom 20 with 2-year-olds. So when they first come into yard 2 here, we'll put them in the workshop, we'll educate them. Not necessarily shoe them, we'll just bring them in, give them a bit of attention, maybe some polos, let them relax a little bit. Some of them tend to take to it better than others, and then the more difficult ones we'll bring in a couple of times, let them get used to it, then we'll shoe them in here.
We'll get the odd one that takes a little bit longer than the others, but as a rule, they're pretty good coming here. And then because they're good at this side, it makes Alex's job a lot easier that side when they're a bit older.
Yeah. You're doing all the
harder it's done this side. This is easy. So it's called hard facing. So you're just putting a bit more wear into the shoe to get us an extra sort of couple of days on a shoeing cycle, because the aluminium is softer, the steel insert's smaller. Just gives it a little bit more wear. So when they're running, they'll go into aluminium. Training, they're in steel. And then size-wise determines the size of the foot, determines the size of the shoe. But then if you've got horses that are running every sort of couple of times in a month, I'll tend to keep them in aluminium rather than keep swapping from steel to aluminium.
These are an interesting set of shoes. So as you can see, they're literally just glued on at the sides here. They call a cuff shoe or a sort of tab shoe. All we need to do is just pop them off. Literally just break that seal with the glue and they will just fall off. So what's nice about these is it's literally just like a barefoot underneath there, you know, so it's a really lovely foot. Loads of growth, no damage from the nail holes. Really nice and healthy underneath here. And all I've got to do really is just rasp off this glue, clean it up, and then he's ready to go again. These are a full shoe, so the full frog support on there. So you're giving it a load of support on the back half of the foot, but that fits quite nicely.
This lad's quite particularly big feet for. He's a big horse, so we do him a little bit more often and regular, just because he's growing and developing a lot. Knowing that you're quite an integral part of that process, you know, you're dealing with these horses day in, day out, and then if you can see them have great success and go on and reap the rewards, then it's a massive plus to see them do well, and especially certain horses with different problems, and that you can really help, you know, keep them on the track, keep them in work, keep them exercising. Makes a big difference. Being a team is obviously key, which is a big reason why I came here. I was self-employed for a number of years, and to come and be a part of a team, it was a big draw in itself. Just like any team, rugby team, football team, I think if the team gels and pulls together, I think it shows in, you know, can show in results.
Yeah, you can do them in their own stable. It's their own little house. They're happier in here. But a lot of them move back down there. On average, you see about 6, but we tend to do them in pairs. So the front feet or the hind feet on a horse. That way they don't get too bored of us hanging around them. On a busy day, that would come up to 8. Yeah. It's a lovely old place. We've got a lovely view. It's all outside. Really good people up here as well. Well, everywhere, but... And you get a mix of old horses, young horses. So this is a new one to us. And he's doing ever so well. It's the people, I think. I love doing this for a living. But you meet some really good characters here. Yeah. They're proper horsemen. They love their horses here. Build up a friendship with people around you. When I worked myself, I had a couple of guys, and you'd almost drop everything for each other. You need that if you've got your own business. But yeah, it's easy to cover for each other here when there's holidays or for whatever reason you can't be here. And also we've got really good facilities. There's no reason for you not to do your job properly here. There's everything you need.
A lot of the time it's just easier to shape the shoe. Yeah. So, especially on the bigger horses, if you're dealing with a thicker section steel, heating it up just to make those finer adjustments to the shoe rather than sort of trying to sort of cold shape them. Also, some horses' feet, particularly this horse, sometimes they get a little bit of like bacterial present in the white line. So just burning on the shoe helps just sort of sterile that area, clean it all up,
get a nice sort of fit on there with the shoe as well. So yeah, some horses will opt to do it, again, mainly just because it's easier to shape, but it's quite healthy for the foot. Kill off some of that bacteria that tends to just harbour under the old shoe and in the white line area where you're driving your nails. So we'll just give that a few minutes to heat up. And you tend to just get a nice sort of flow to it as well. Just having the shoe hot all over just sort of helps with that more natural flow to it. So just as it's cooling down, I just make a few little adjustments to it, thinking about the shape of the foot all the time. And I want to get it to a temperature that's not going to be too hot to burn it on. Like, they don't mind the hot shoeing, but we don't want to create, you know, loads of smoke that's going to potentially spook him and maybe another horse that we have in the forge here. And we're working back from our toe clip. We're getting our toe clip fitted. Not holding it on for too long. He's just letting me know that he knows what I'm doing. Good boy. And then just a final burn. That's it, happy. Okay. Clean it up, cool it off, and then we're ready to nail it on pretty much. A lot of the time, the good thing with hot fitting is you'll burn a little bit of hoof onto the shoe. Can't see it now, I've just wire brushed it, but I can see that my fit and my heel is just finishing here, which is giving me a nice little bit of width and a little bit of length. But I can now use the grinder and just sort of sweeten that up, knock the edge off, and it'll be ready to go. Making sure it's level. We're lucky in the sense that you can do a job and actually see the results of it at the end, you know. Training horses isn't easy, and there's always going to be hiccups along the way. A lot of the times they could be related to the feet, so you know, we're working closely with the trainers, the head lads, the assistants, the vets. There's so much work behind it. When you're able to get them there, you've played your part of that horse's sort of journey to get there. That's what we're all here to do anyway, you know.
Modern Games Rebels Romance, a Breeders' Cup winner again.
See the fruit of all that hard work that's gone into it from everyone, you know. That's the best bit for me.